Yeah, one spark and it all burns up. Dark nights till the morning comes. I fought in a war with love, but the ground is stained full of slaughtered sons. Don't care what the corpse has done. Picture frames and tortured songs. Never knew I was broken.
Hey guys, Right Stone here. Bit of a different video today. So, instead of doing a video with the story and everything, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes look of how we create an episode. And well, I thought it would be a nice little video considering we've finally hit 700 subscribers. So that's pretty cool. So I figured if there's one way to celebrate it, I thought tell you how we do any series. This isn't going to be purely Vanguard. This is going to be just a behind the scenes look. It's going to be behind the scenes look of every series about how I do things. So let's get started. First most important part about the video is the script. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Yeah, we don't typically script our episodes. If we do script something, it's more of a general outline, because we actually do a lot of improv in our things. It's just to make everything feel a bit more natural and make everything feel more human, in a sense. Like in GX episodes or Vanguard episodes, while we have characters that are typically ourselves, such as my character in Vanguard Jet not being like my genuine self, we still need a decent personality and something to go off of, but we generally outline what should happen. Again, it makes us feel more human, makes us feel more relatable, and overall gives us a chance to actually flex our acting skills more than anything. At the end of the day, this is something that we do to show our talent, and acting talent or video writing talent, anything like that. So yeah, it's more of a general outline. We'll script like the cinematics, that will 100% be script. But when it comes to the characters talking like directly in the first person scenes, there's no script behind that. It's purely simple, just improvisation. And yeah, I think it works well. I think that a lot of the audience enjoys it. So yeah, that's pretty much the main part when it comes to the script, I suppose. Usually we'll have some things like the cinematics be completely scripted as either just specific lines or specific points. Sometimes we might improv a line and actually ends up working really well. That has happened a lot of times in my GX series and in my Vanguard series. So yeah, that's pretty much the scripting over. Then it gets on to the recording. Then there's actually getting people to record and the recording session itself. First, we ask the people that we work with a lot if they'd like to help. Yeah, we don't usually get people straight away. Most of the time it's actually quite last minute. We've come up with the term kidnapping somebody to actually help us. Well, I say come up with the term, we use the term kidnapping to actually get somebody in call to help us with a video. It's doesn't always work though. But doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, as long as we get somebody in the call with us and we get a video going, someone who we obviously work with well. Like for example, I've obviously done a lot of videos with Mono, who you might know by Ark in Vanguard, and Harvey, who you might know by Harvey in Harvey. Oh yeah, and Lily too. She's cool. But yeah, that's pretty much when it comes to actually getting people. It's very simple. The recording session usually goes quite simple as well. With the improvisation is just we go up and we lead typically to a duel somehow, unless there's something beforehand, like in the quote-unquote midway part, the reverse section of my series. We'll have like specific points where we want to meet up, specific points we want to fight, and that's how, well, that typically occurs. And then we'll simply go off from there, and then we'll actually go into the duel or the fight. It's typically using a system such as YGO or Vanguard Pro, something along those lines. We use them, and we'll Once again, these are not scripted whatsoever, the duels. Whoever wins, wins. Sometimes we want a preferred outcome, like Ark beating me, or me losing to Maru, or me beating Harvey, any kind of those things. We want them just to establish our characters and to help the plot going, because if my character beat Maru out of nowhere, it wouldn't really help. But the actual things within the duel itself, we don't plan that out. Like, if someone manages to get a really good turnaround, then that happens, and we go from there, and it typically gets used a lot. And that includes even the final battle with Harvey in my GX series, where I just couldn't draw anything. It sucks, but that's what happens. And it ended up making a lot of sense. And no, me and Harvey will never do it at the end of the GX. Maybe for 1,000 subscriber special. Maybe. Maybe. And maybe Lily will duel too. Maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much the recording section part. Then it gets on to, well, voiceover and editing. Editing can easily go from being the easiest thing to do to the hardest thing to do. Where the fuck do I start with this? Where are my videos? It's typically easy with the GX series, because it's usually just see a character, duel, end the character, then play the outro. But when it comes to Vanguard, where I wanted to take a more cinematic approach, this actually became a lot harder. The editing became a lot more harder because we have to do specific voice lines. We need to do specific sound cues to match the cinematics. Like, this video will definitely be easy apart from the little comedy sections in between. But at the end, but when it comes to the other videos, it can range between very, very simple, so simple enough to actually churn out easily, or it can range to genuinely hard. But that just depends on on the amount you have to edit. My videos typically range around the 20-minute mark, so for videos like GX that are about 20 minutes, it's simple. It's usually 5 minutes of talking, 10 minutes of combined talking, 10 minutes of dueling, and sometimes we don't even get to the 20 minutes, and sometimes the talking doesn't even last 5. But when it comes to Vanguard, there's a lot more cinematics, a lot more different approaches to take, so it can be a bit more difficult. With a lot of the videos I do, I try to add cinematics where I can, especially recently. So I'll need to plan out every cinematic that I want to do, then I need to try and find a way to make it edit it again, then I'll have to go back into the game, re-record some stuff, because simply in editing, I'll forget that I was supposed to record something. Although it's not a big issue, it can get in the pain, especially when you're up against a deadline. This video is 5 hours away from being posted. I am not joking. But yeah, it's quite difficult sometimes, but a lot of times it is quite easy. So yeah, that's pretty much all when it comes to the, well, editing. Then it comes to uploading. Uploading, without question, is the easiest thing to do when it comes to making videos, because the hardest part about it is genuinely coming up with a good name, and those names can determine it. However, the hardest part about when it comes to uploads, apart from the actual dragging the file and uploading it, is the thumbnails. The thumbnails can take a while. As you know, I switched to Blender about when I started GX Season 2. Oh, right, it wasn't even GX Season 2, it was actually Battle City with Cade. It was a weird transition, but obviously I got better and better, and I ended up making better and better videos. But the thumbnails have always been a difficult aspect for me, because I've never known how to do them quite as well as other people. I've seen some of Harvey's thumbnails, and they look genuinely amazing, even from some that are actually uploaded yet, or have actually gone into the trash because the videos never went up. The thumbnails look amazing, and I've always tried to make mine look as good, but to various attempts. But at the end of it, it's really hard to do, mainly because when it comes to actually making the thumbnails, rendering something in Blender is an absolute pain. Not only do you need to make sure everything is put in the right spot, make sure everything is working correctly, it can just sometimes go wrong. Sometimes you'll forget to render in the right object, sometimes you'll forget to actually make sure the object that you wanted to render is actually ready to be rendered. when it comes to actually making the thumbnail, putting everything together, you'll forget an aspect or two, like in most things in editing and recording. It just happens, so you'll just have to work around it. And then after that, sometimes you might actually even forget to change the ratio aspect, because Blender exports things in, well, double the resolution of a thumbnail. So it can be difficult, but once you make a thumbnail that you're actually really happy with, it is a great feeling. And to see everybody seeing the click rate through videos is really cool. It is very, very fun and fulfilling to actually see how well your video does. Because when you've got the right title, when you've got the right thumbnail, and see a video doing well, like the first episode of Vanguard, or most of my episodes won, it's really cool to see. Ah, yes, rain, because I'm British. But yeah, that was pretty much everything in the actual, well, when it comes to making a video. It can be really fun, but it can also be really difficult. At the end of the day though, it's a really fun process, and I appreciate every single one of you that actually helped me make this, help me make this channel as big as it is. I promise to do more videos soon, because I can tell the Vanguard series isn't doing as well as I wished it was, but what can you do? Not everything is made to succeed. I will be doing more things, might do another Yu-Gi-Oh series along the line, but I'm going to work on some more stuff, like God Game, and, well, that's something you'll have to wait and see. Once again, thank you all for 700 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Also, if I see one more comment about me playing Vanguard again, I will swear to God, stop critiquing it. I know I've never played it before. Shut up.